Hello and welcome back to my merry little yarny Vlogmas. This is day 12 and we're out in my Yarnatopia, which is just a crazy yarn inspired name for my craft room. And I do not have electricity yet, so that is why I am pretty much snuggled up to some hot tea and this ginormous cowl that I'm wearing that I'll talk about in a minute. But in today's video, we're going to be talking about some free patterns that I linked to this morning on a community post. And I'm going to be talking about some Hobie yarns that are on sale that you may want to pick up, as well as opening the Advent yarn calendar and just some general chat. So I hope you grab your cup of whatever you want to drink on, a project, and let's dive right in. I did mention that I would be sharing this week's giveaway on Monday. Obviously, that video did not get made yesterday, so you don't know what that is yet. And I didn't bring it out here. So I will have that ready for you tomorrow. I apologize for my lack of organization. If you do not know, I am a homeschool mom and I'm a caretaker, and it has been a very hard few days. I did go over and spend the morning with my mother-in-law and decorated her house just because I needed to kind of keep an eye on her. So I do apologize about that, and I will have that, I promise, out here tomorrow for you to see. Because I was able to get to that tote of giveaway items that I had hidden without my children asking what I needed to do in that room. So I think we're going to start off talking about what I'm wearing, because this is a really great knit. This is the Gaptastic Cow. It is a free pattern. And it is this pretty good size cowl. I think it comes in two sizes. I made the larger size. I made mine in baby alpaca, so it is extra fuzzalicious, but it is also sheds like it's nobody's business, which is fine. I don't mind, because I made this for warmth. And whenever it's really cold, this is what I grab, because typically it gets me too warm and I have to take it off again. But I love the size of this thing because I can wrap it around my head twice. And like this, so that it actually kind of covers all of my back and my neck. And then when I'm out and about, I can just pull it down as I run in a store. As I'm running out to my car, I can pull it back over and it keeps my ears warm. And it's just a great cowl. The yarn I used for this is Plymouth Yarn Baby Alpaca Grand. I used about 330 yards, and this is the colorway brown. It smells so good. So good. But it is one of my favorite cowls to wear in really cold weather. And since I don't have electricity out here yet, and since it was like 30 degrees this morning when I came out here to work on some stuff, I needed all the warmth I can get. I probably should have put this pattern in today's blog post, which is kind of the inspiration for today's video. So I'm going to link this down below, but the other patterns I'm going to be talking about, as far as the ones from the community post, you can actually find on the community post. If you're new to my channel, about every Monday, I say about because occasionally life happens and I really can truly just completely forget, like yesterday, or I don't have any electricity here because we live out in the middle of nowhere. I will not put a post up. But in general, I put up a post like every Monday that has 4 to 5 free patterns for you to enjoy. And there is always links for those patterns in that post description, as well as photos to entice you to make them. And today's selection is kind of inspired off the fact that I completely forgot to put the post up yesterday, because I blame the gnomes of Christmas who sprinkled my little head with forgetful dust, as someone had said. I can't remember who, but I will tag you right here because I thought that was pretty funny. And yeah, didn't even think about it. I'm like out buying groceries and it's like 12 and I'm like, oh my goodness, I forgot to put the post up. It was like a very Home Alone moment when the mom remembers that Kevin is not with them. It was one of those moments. The patterns that I talked about in that are really great patterns. They are ones that have been made by so many people and are loved by many. And I'm going to show you my versions of those patterns. However, before we get into this, let me just say that that cat, Amico, I made him in 2018. And I made him in reference to a Harry Potter book cover. and I gave it to one of my kids. Well, I think one of my kids just stole it. And I don't know where it is. I think they may have stuck it in their closet somewhere, but I could not find Miko this morning. And I'm kind of sad about it. Like, I'm still trying to find him. He may have been put up with some of their babyer things that they wanted to put in the tote to put up for when they ever have kids. But I'm going to try to locate him. He's somewhere so I can show him at a later date and time. But for now, I can show you this photo that I took of him when I made him. And he's super adorable. I do want to say that this pattern may not be in terminology that are written in a way that you're used to. It is very straightforward and just kind of leaves off all the little extra stuff. The original pattern is written in Japanese, but there is like a little bit of a key at the very top that talks about what single crochet is, what 2 single crochet, and what a 2 single crochet decrease is, as far as the little, I guess you can call it a chart that they drew out. And then instead of putting like magic circle, they just kind of do like a make a loop, and it kind of shows a little bit of a diagram. When I made mine, I just did a magic circle. I have a short video of how to do that. I will link that down below as well. And then the pattern goes into the directions. And instead of saying make a magic ring with 6 single crochet in it, it's just written like this, which is single crochet 6 times and then tighten the loop. So be prepared for that kind of stuff. And then the increases will just say like this line, 2 single crochet increase times 6. So that just is telling you just you increase every stitch around, and so you should have 12 stitches after that. There's not a stitch count to the end of this, so just be mindful of that if you decide to make this cat, but it's super adorable and it's really easy to make, and it's a great first project, I think. If once you can get past how the pattern is kind of written without hand holding, I guess some people might say, but it's just different. People write different patterns different ways. So the next pattern on that I shared is the Rainbow Ripple Baby Blanket. It's a lot to say. And I actually made 2 of those, and I also made those in 2018. The first one I made was this one, and I used Lion Brand Mandala in the colorway Serpent for this. I did color control, which means I got my cake, and I had 2 cakes actually. And I cut the colors at each change, and that way I could keep all the colors together to make it a gradient. But I really, really love how this turned out. I think it's very, very pretty. The next one I made, I also used a Lion Brand Mandala Baby, and this one's a little bit smaller. I only used 1 cake for this, and I used the Pixie Hollow colorway. This one I did not color control. I literally just made it as the colors came. I think the way that those cakes are and the way this works up, it still gives a really pretty look and color to it. These go pretty fast, especially if you just use 1 cake. But this is a great size for like a newborn or a smaller baby, and even for a toddler, it's a great lovey size blanket that they can take everywhere. So those were the 2 crochet patterns that I shared, and then I picked 2 knitting patterns. I'm going to start with my oldest first because this is pretty special to me. This is one of the first things that I have ever knitted. I learned to knit in June, July of 2013, and I made this in October of 2013. And it's originally supposed to be 1 color, and I did stripes, and I did them jogless, which I'm pretty proud of. You can kind of see my seam there. It's not the best, but it looks pretty good. I did it in the round, and I utilized a jogless in the round method, and I'm pretty proud of it. I do wear this a lot. This is some locally dyed yarn, and the way these stitches are made are with slip stitches. Mine is not without errors because, again, this is one of the first things I've ever knitted, and you can kind of see some of the errors occasionally, but they don't stick out as much because of my yarn choice. But it was a super fun thing to make. The next one I shared was the Banana Cow, and this is another great project. It is a Pearl Soho design, and I love their designs. This one I made all the way back in 2015, and I do wear it a lot, and it looks great. I use Barocco Vintage Chunky and the gray colorway, yes, for my yarn choice, and I use 1.2 skeins, which is 156 yards. It's a worsted weight yarn, but it's very warm. It just kind of sits on your neck like this, like a bandana. When I made mine, I did some decreases because I want it to be a little bit tighter up here. So that way I can actually put it over my face and my ears if I had a hat on, if I'm out and about and it's like the icy weather that gets to your bones. But this is another great cowl. I have found that I really love cowls like this, these smaller fitted ones, and I really want to make more. So you'll be seeing a lot of those in 2024 because I'm going to be working off of my queue and trying to knit up some of my insane stash. So be prepared. As I mentioned before, I do want to talk about some of the yarn that is on sale today at Hobbii. So every Tuesday is Hobbii live shopping. On their Facebook page, they do like a live shopping thing. You don't really buy it live, but they show the yarns and they talk about them, and you can get a special discount for 48 hours on those selected yarns. And then you can actually win sometimes a prize each week. Usually it's just like a $20 gift certificate that cannot be stacked with any other code. And then on Mondays, they have Hobbii Bingo. It is a lot of fun, and Bingo is 100% automatic, where for Hobbii live shopping, to be eligible to win, you have to be active in the chat. But they were talking about two of my favorite yarns, and let me just say, I am not a girly girl. I am not someone who wears makeup, which you've probably noticed right now. The extent is lip glosses, and I am all about my lip gloss. Just regular chapsticks. And then I don't do a lot of sparkle. I don't even really wear jewelry. I don't even really wear my wedding band, mainly because I've scratched myself with it for a few times, and I have such bad atopic dermatitis that I just can't really wear it. And it's sad. I have not worn my wedding band probably in 10 years. It's really sad. But I do appreciate a little bit of a sparkle in a yarn. And these are some that are on sale. This is the Cotton Kings Satin Deluxe. This one is actually called Oppenheimer Blue, which, speaking of Oppenheimer, if you do not know who that is, there is a great movie on Netflix right now, and Oppenheimer is actually the designer or the creator of the atomic bomb. But if you are a history kind of person, I highly encourage you to check that video out, or that movie out, because it's really good. I actually really enjoyed it. We watched it not too long ago. But this is a gorgeous color, and the sparkles are just stunning. This one actually has a silver thread, and I had won this in Hobbii Bingo along with this colorway. This is called Baltic Ember, and it is being used in a shawl right now that's in the house, and I don't have it out here with me. The other sparkle yarn they talked about was Hobbii Twister and Glitter, and this is another stunning yarn. It's so funny because I'm watching this morning and they're talking about it and the coupon, and I'm like, okay, maybe I will treat myself to one Twister Glitter, because I was not going to buy any more yarn, except for Miss Babs. I have to buy yarn on Christmas Day. That's just tradition that I've done since 2013, so it doesn't even count. But other yarn, I was not going to buy any, hopefully until next fall. And then I saw it and I go on their website and I add this yarn to the cart, and I'm starting to look at it and I'm like, that looks really familiar. And then I realized I already owned it. This is the colorway number 46. It's called Raindrops, because I love cloudy, rainy days. And it's just so pretty. The special thing about Hobbii Twister Glitter is that, like Universe, the actual strand of the glitter matches the yarn. So this one has a bluish teal strand that runs through it. You can kind of see it right there on the gray. But I just think that is so awesome that they do that, and it just makes the yarns absolutely beautiful. But these are on sale right now. But I will link that live shopping link down below. I am not affiliated with Hobbii in any way. I love their yarns, and it's a really good deal. The Twister Glitters hardly ever go on sale. So if you want to grab some, I kind of encourage you to do that. Since I am not buying right now, I can just live vicariously through your purchases. So if you do partake, please let me know and let me know what you got. But you can find all the details with the coupon information and everything from that video. So since we're talking about yarn, let's go ahead and open today's Advent, as well as yesterday's, because I didn't open yesterday's because I didn't even get to record yesterday. But we'll talk about that more later. So yesterday's yarn was this really lovely greens and blues. This is called Dobby. And Dobby is probably one of my most favorite characters of Harry Potter. And this yarn is really, really pretty. Today's yarn for day 12 is called Winky. And honestly, I don't know what that's really referenced to, but I don't even care because I would love a whole skein of this yarn colorway. This is absolutely gorgeous with those oranges. It's kind of like an orange red with these little speckles of teal, but that is just so pretty. I had to bring it over here and show you as well. Really impressed with this whole advent calendar. And this dyer's Etsy shop and YouTube channel are linked down below in the description, so you can easily find them. But it is Crystal Skies hand dyed, and I'm telling you, I've not been mad at any of these colorways. They are all absolutely stunning. So I would love to say that I got a bunch of knitting done on my advent stuff to show you, but I would be lying to you, and I don't want to lie. I have not even touched my gnome at all. I haven't started it at all. It's kind of like really bothering me, to be honest. I feel like I'm letting down my whole Vlogmas series because it's supposed to be about the knitting and the yarn, and I'm not even using the yarn. I am so ready to have everything done out here so I can just be and create with yarn, because that is the whole purpose of this. But every journey has a path that you have to manage to get down before you can actually enjoy the spoils of war, I guess, or the trip. And I'm just in that part of it right now. So I apologize that there is not a lot of actually knitting to show you for my advents. And I try to knit on my mittens every night, but by the time I get in bed from cooking dinner and working out here and going back and forth to check on my mother-in-law, I am out within 15-20 minutes. And I've been having to take Benadryl at night because my sinuses are so crazy. And I'm going to tell you right now, 2 Benadryls and there's no hope for me. I'm just gone. Which explains what I'm drinking right now. This is actually from that advent calendar that Jenny got me. I showed it like on the first Vlogmas or so. This is the pears and cloves. It is absolutely delicious. My favorite from this calendar has been definitely this one. Probably my most favorite though is the ginger and lemon, and then the apple cinnamon is the second, and this is probably my third. I actually will take oranges in the winter as I eat them, and I save the peels and I put them in a pot on my stove with some water, and I'll get cloves and ground a nutmeg and put it in the water, and I'll turn the oven eye on low for about 20 or 30 minutes or so and let it just kind of simmer, and the whole house smells absolutely amazing. I've done it ever since the kids were little, and it's just something that it's very calming to them, and it's just very Christmas season to them. And very, when you're sick, it just kind of, I don't know, it makes you feel extra warm and snuggly inside. That is something I'm actually going to go in and do this evening, because I just bought some more of the Cuties oranges, and I love snacking on them in the winter. I just love orange and the smell of orange in the winter. That is really all the yarny things I have to show you today. So if you want to like hit that little next button and go on to the next video, I completely understand. I am so grateful that you have taken the time to watch my Vlogmas. It really means a lot to me. I completely understand how precious time is during the holidays, especially with our family, because time is fleeting, life is fleeting. And being a caretaker to someone and seeing their daily battle with Alzheimer's, it even is more an eye-opening thing for me. And yesterday I got up and I was getting ready to go buy groceries, and my youngest one was like, I want to go with you, Mom. And he's 12, so I don't really get many of those days. And so I was just so excited just to go out and buy groceries with him. And it was kind of cold, so, you know, we're going to go slow and take our time. And then we're standing at Walmart, and it hit me that it was Monday and I forgot to put the post up. So I am so sorry, but just the joy of being there with my son and in the moment and the cold season, I just completely forgot. Like, it just went away out of my mind, and That is why you're getting 2 freebie posts this week. So it's about 2:30 here in Alabama, but as you know, the sun is going down faster and faster every day, and I'm at the will of the sun right now. So I only have a couple of hours left till I can really get stuff done before it gets too dark for me to be out here, and probably too cold, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go work on some more of this stuff, and I will see you in the next one. If you want to catch up on some older Vlogmas, you can click here, and you can see those.